In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to switch out your front and rear brakes. That's the pads and the rotors. So first, starting off, I just want to pop this out so that if any fluid goes back when we push the piston back, it can the air can escape. Top bolts that holds this on are 13s, but what you're gonna also want is a small vice grip, because you actually have to hold onto these parts right here because they'll spin just like the back bolts will. And the bolts for these are actually very tiny, so that's why it does that. It doesn't go all the way through. So for the top one, we'll go ahead and put the vice grip on. Just wiggle this off. I'm just gonna lift that up and set it aside. Then you have your pads. Just pop those out. You can replace these with your new hardware. Now that we have that off, we can start on the bigger bolts on the back. And there we go. Now we can take our rotor off. So here's the difference in those two bolts. This will be your top and this will be your bottom. I do have a Torx on this back one, so we'll get that removed. You want to be careful with those, and if you tighten them, don't tighten them too much. You don't want to strip that out, because then that would be a very bad pain in the butt later. There we go. So I'm going to clean this off real quick. Now we're to the point to where we need to push the piston of this rear back in because of the electrical emergency brake. So what you're going to want to do is pop off this clip to this motor, and you don't really need a VADCOM. Some people say you do, or like an OBD11 or something like that, but what we're going to use is a battery and these two drill bits. Now what you're going to want to do is put the positive on the bottom to retract it, and if you ever had to push it back out, you just flip it. You'll hear the motor go back. It takes about 30-40 seconds maybe if you have them on there good. Sometimes they slip off, but you can hear it slowly taking it back. You won't be able to see it, but after it's all the way back, you'll hear it stop completely. It has a little like dunk to it. Then you'll be able to push it back with either some big pliers or... There we go, it just stopped. You can use this and push it back like that, which my other side was very hard to do. So even though I tried it with these, it didn't work. The next thing you could do, if you don't have one of those or something, if you tighten up this bracket, now you don't gotta make it super tight, just to where it's like set, and then we'll put this one back on. What you can do is take this, which is just extension, and then this bar to take off your lug nuts. This comes in really handy. So we'll flip it this way, put this in the center of the piston, and then just move it back, and just like that, it pushes that piston right back. There we go. We'll go through and take this all back off. Then we'll go ahead and fit our new clips on. Before we put this back on, we have to put our rotor back on. We can go ahead and put this on. And I'm just gonna slap some lithium grease on the back where the piston goes. We'll go ahead and put our piston caliper on. All right, and that's about it. So we can put our wheel back on and then move up to the front. So you need a 1315, and this will be for the big bolts right back here that we'll need to take off, and then a 13 millimeter to get these small bolts right here. We'll want to take off this part, so we'll use the 13 to get these off. So loosen the top and then come down to the bottom. One thing we can also do is take out this brake wear sensor. You have to take off this rubber nipple because that's where it's held under. So basically you got to pop this part off and then you can turn it and slide it down. We'll just leave that connected for now and then we'll remove this top real quick. There is this in front that you have to pop off real quick. I don't like putting those suckers on either. So when you remove these, your back one is just held on by a clip. And I guess that's where the brake sensor is also. I didn't know that, but now we do. And the new kit that you have should have that, or you can order one, I think. I got my kit from ECS Tuning, so we'll see. And then this front one is held on by adhesive. So you can grab a hammer and just kind of pop it. And then that's what it looks like. So this will be your front. It has a little notch in it. So we'll set this aside, just down and back there. And then these back big bolts will be the next ones to take off. If you don't have a breaker bar, I like to use this. And then the bar to remove the lug nuts is what I use. We can set that aside. The Torx 27. What we're gonna wanna do is push this piston back real quick. So I have it sitting this way, which is perfect, because then we don't have to hold it. All we gotta do is grab the piston like this and push it in. I think we're good. If it's flush, then you know you're pretty good. There we go. Now that we have that, we can put this on. Sensor will go this way with the wire out, and it will just slide in like that. So we'll install that after we get it into the caliper. Go ahead and pop our back one in, which is good. And then you also have to put the front one in because it has that notch. But I'm just tightening it by hand. So after you get that, you have to put the spring on. It's kind of hard. If you flip it and just push these down a little, it'll kind of help it so it's not so hard. So next we have our sensor, which we'll just slide in. And then we'll put it between the bleeder and the bleeder cover. And then we'll go through and hook it up back here, which you slide in and turn it, and then it's all good. This would be a perfect time to rotate your tires if you need to. And then we'll torque these at 90 when we get the car down. All right, so one thing I noticed when I hopped in, I pushed the brake down for starting the car. It went down to the floor, but it did build back pressure. So we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and push it and then start the car. It's kind of easing slowly. E-brake, let's go ahead and pull that. All right, so the first time you could hear it extending, and then I pushed it again and now it's on. We'll go ahead and turn it off. Check it again, it seems good. I'm gonna put the car in drive real quick and see if we move. Nope, we're pretty much stuck. So the e-brake is on, which is great. So I hope this video helps you guys, and check out my other ones about the Audis. I have a timing chain one and some other stuff. So thank you for watching, and if you could hit like and subscribe to kind of get this channel going a little more. If I could definitely get past 1,000, that'd be great.